Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mrs. Sebas. I am our Social Studies Department Chair, and I am joined by Mrs. Stanton, who is one of our assistant principals and the Social Studies Supervisor, and of course, Mr. DeStefano, the principal of Williamstown High School, and then John Kraus, who is here from our local VFW today. We are going to be acknowledging our Voice of Democracy contest winners for the 2021 year.
Good afternoon. I'm John Kraus, representing the Williamstown VFW, and it gives me great pleasure today to present the awards for the Voice of Democracy program. For first place to Ruth.
Thank you.
And for second place to Ola. And on behalf of the Williamstown VFW, we thank you very much for your participation as always.
Hello, my name is Ruth, and I'm going to share with you my winning essay. She stared at the crackling fire burning down her home in which she was entrapped. But this was not just any home. It was the home that her forefathers, had built and labored on for many generations. Her home had many stories, both good and bad, in which everyone who was a part of it had their own variations. Her home was massive and beautiful, yet it was often taken for granted by the people who've come from all over to live there. Now, all of her forefathers' work stood burning before the ground, Now, all of her forefathers and her work stood burning to the ground, while the people arguing outside did not notice. They did not notice when there was a spark. They did not notice when there was a flame, and now they could barely notice that all the labor was soon to be lost. When they finally noticed, they took sides, blaming each other for the fire. "We need to save America," one called out. "We need to save her." And by then, it was almost too late. Our forefathers declared their independence famously on July 4th, 1776, when they wrote a letter to the King of England demanding they be free. With the king's refusal, the American colonists went to war, causing the flames of 25,000 lives to be snuffed. But after a long, hard battle, they had claimed victory. Then they labored to write a constitution and set laws for their country. They unanimously voted for the first president, George Washington, who was a war hero. They set up senates and made amendments to the Constitution where needed. But most importantly, they all had one thing: unity. Today, that's not something we see when we look around. We have people on both sides fighting about something trivial, while others are controversial. This has caused such a great divide in which people aren't willing to sit down and talk about how to solve our problems anymore, but rather they continue to fight. And while we're fighting, we're ignoring the bigger picture. We're ignoring things that need to be dealt with as soon as possible. How can we possibly improve ourselves as a nation when all we do is complain all the time? How can we, together, as a nation, care for our citizens and our citizens care for our nation? The thing is, we can't. We keep saying why the other side is wrong, while we aren't saying what's wrong, what's the solution. One party can never be completely right, so sometimes we need to make some decisions on our own on what's important. Rather than wasting precious time arguing, we can turn around and see what's causing pain and burning down our home. We need to work together, united, and solve issues like poverty or inflation. We need to help our homeless people and also increase our nation's stability. We need to find sustainable energy solutions to not just help America, but the earth as a whole. If we wait, all that will be left from the fire are ashes, memories, but soon that may fade away into just a piece of history. We want to keep the United States of America thriving. It's my home. It's your home. In fact, it's all of our homes. The next steps are respectfully listening to one another and considering other points of view. We must work to come to agreement because, as famously said, united we stand, divided we fall.
This is Mr. DeStefano here to announce the third place winner of the Voice of Democracy essay contest, Ms. Nicole Sebas. Congratulations, Nicole.
Thank you.